Ladies and gentlemen, dear brothers and sisters, may peace be upon you. Greetings to you and to all the residents of the city of Dearborn. I have delayed this little talk that I would like to share with you till today because it is celebrating the results of the elections relatively. There are many dimensions to the last elections in the United States. Some of it is worth celebrating, and some of it's worth mourning. But today I am focused on the positive aspect of the last elections that I would like to share with you, which are considered a historical changes in the way Dearborn votes, and it is telling of a bright future to our city and hopefully more telling to our country. I have delayed this till today because I did not want to do any type of celebration that will render itself meaningless amidst the genocide that was taking place and is relatively still tentatively going on in Gaza, in Palestine, and also in South Lebanon. And today marked the end of the period of ceasefire in Lebanon, prompting the people of the South to return to their homes. And I chose this day as it is relatively the end of the hopefully the genocide that took place since October 8 in Gaza, and then consequentially what took place in Lebanon this year. The last elections of 2024, the results in Dearborn basically gave 22% of the Dearborn vote to Dr. Jill Stein, the presidential candidate on behalf of the Green Party. And this is the first time in the city of Dearborn such a percentage shows up to vote for a candidate of third party, and specifically the Green Party. This is obviously as a result of the stance of the last administration and also of what is current administration and was running in the elections of 2024, the Republican nominee for the elections, President Donald Trump. Both of them, they had a stance of fully supporting the Israeli action, which was named as genocide by the United Nations and the ICC. And the Green Party was the only third party that was available on the ballot in most states that opposed to the genocide taking place in Gaza and in Lebanon, and took a stance against the ethnic cleansing and genocide machine of the Israeli army. And that, as a result, changed the way Dearborn votes drastically last year. As you know, Dearborn has historically been shifting between Republicans and Democrats depending on how much benefit is anticipated or alignment is anticipated to the values and priorities of the inhabitants of the city, which are to a large proportion Arab Americans. 22% voted for Dr. Jill Stein in 2024. And if you take only the precincts in which Arab Americans are the majority, then that percentage goes up to 29%. That is in comparison to a percentage that went to the Democrats of about 27%, and a percentage that went to Donald Trump for about 46%. And As you know, that President Trump has heavily campaigned in the city of Dearborn before the elections, um, visiting the city himself a few times and bombarding the city with his campaign representation and promises, to which some of his promises were kept after his presidency today, like the insisting of the ceasefire that took place in Gaza and in Lebanon. But what some other promises that they were not honored. For example, the reinstatement of the Muslim ban. Basically, if you want more information about that, the ADC has done talks recently on their channels about how some of the executive orders that took place last week result in the restoration of the Muslim ban. But at any case, after the heavy promises and presence of President Donald Trump in Dearborn, his percentage went up. Dearborn shifted to red. A city that has historically been a Democratic city, or a city that has voted for Democrats for a very long time, has lost the Democratic vote, the Democratic majority, and a large percentage actually shifted to the Green Party. And for the first time, we have this percentage of Green Party voters. Actually, Green Party votes in Dearborn went up 3,000%. A mere 207 votes in 2020 to over 10,000 votes in 2024. That's a significant shift from a city that mostly did not hear about Green Party, did not recognize it, did not know of Dr. Jill Stein or even recognize her name, to a city that votes in large percentage to the Green Party. This means that unlike many cities in the United States, and unlike most of the general mainstream trend in the United States, where there is only two parties, there's a duopoly in the loyalty of people or the vote of people, the political affiliation of people, Dearborn has a different atmosphere where there are three parties with significant presence each. Dearborn is not the only city as such. There are other cities in the United States, but Dearborn is one of the most prominent ones with that shift. The straight Green Party ticket, almost 3,500 voters in Dearborn, that's 15.45% of the vote, voted straight Green Party ticket. That is also an indication that it is not only a vote for Dr. Jill Stein, who stood firmly with many of the issues that we consider a priority and many of the issues that serve our community, on top of which is the Palestinian issue, but also that the Green Party in general has now very extensive supporters in the city of Dearborn. Overall, Wayne County also had a 700% increase in votes for the Green Party, going from increasing to 2024 with over 20,000 votes. And also Michigan in general had over double or three times the votes for the Green Party, 228% increase in Michigan with over 45,000 votes for the Green Party. The city of Dearborn Heights also had significant votes, 11% straight Green Party ticket and 15% to Dr. Jill Stein. And other cities like Ann Arbor and Canton and Livonia also had percentages higher than the average percentage of the country, which is 0.8%. So there is a shift and there is a new movement. This means that there is 22% of the city of Dearborn. Now, 1 out of 4 voters almost in the city of Dearborn, they have values, aligned with the Green Party values. They are ready to vote for the Green Party. And hence, if we keep on pushing in that direction, Dearborn will be an example of a city that breaks the duopoly and introduces more plurality in the representation of political power in the country. This is a movement that just started, and the Green Party supporters are now organizing and advocating for the green values of people, planet, and peace. And they will be organizing to run for all levels of governance. Currently, there are few open seats for many of the commissions in the city of Dearborn, in the city of Livonia, in the city of Dearborn Heights, in the city of Canton, in the city of Ann Arbor. We are calling on all the people who have voted for Dr. Gilstein, who see themselves aligned with the Green Party, to step forward, contact us. This is our website, the link tree, Dearborn Greens, or you can contact michigangreenparty.org, migreenparty.org, and we will help you. And we have people in place to support you through the process of applying into these commissions. Next, there will be other positions open. We would like Green Party members to represent us in the various positions in the city, and eventually in the state, and eventually in the country. So this movement that has a tremendous momentum right now does not stop. I hope that we have learned from all the previous years that our silence and our passivism in breaking the duopoly that is totally aligned with the Wall Street, the war mongers, and APAC, that passiveness in breaking that duopoly and creating more plurality in the American politics has resulted in a genocide, one of the worst ever in history, that has been televised through our social media and devices for over a year. That blood of children and women and innocent people is on the hands of that passivism. I hope that we have learned from that experience that our being passive can result in tremendous damage to humanity, whether it is to us or to our brother or sister humans everywhere. We have to be one in this, that we have to not relinquish our representation. We have voted in the elections and showed that we stand against the Democratic Party, who have put their hands in the hands of war criminals and supported the genocide for over a year with full supply of women and funding, weapons and funding of what took place in Gaza. And the President Trump, just a few days ago, he has approved a 2,000-pound bomb shipment to Israel again, knowing that Israel, with the witness and the testimony of the United Nations and the International Criminal Court, have been committing genocide, have been using these weapons indiscriminately on civilians, resulting on what the University of Texas research showed over 200,000 deaths. Yet he has okayed another shipment of 2,000 pounds. Netanyahu has thanked him for that. So the current administration is continuing on the same path as the last administration of sponsoring war crimes. We have no other path except to stand up for ourselves, stand up for the values of people, planet, and peace that are represented through the Green Party. The Green Party does a great job in reaching to the ballots. All we have to do is stand together to make sure that the right candidates who represent our morality are getting to the positions where they represent us. Let's continue the fight. Let's continue the movement. Please join us. Linktree, Dearborn Greens. The link is on the screen, and I will leave it in the comments. This is Wissam Charafeddine, your fellow brother, and I hope to see you in the upcoming Green Party events in Dearborn. Thank you very much.